Welcome to the Supplement Engineer Podcast. My name is Robert Chinetsky. Joining me as always for our weekly recap of everything's and everything not supplement industry related is Justin Hall of the Supplement Snoop app. Welcome back, my man.
Yes, sir. Here we are. Another week and another week in the supplement industry. Never a dull moment.
Never ever, as we were just talking about before we made the official recording happen. One of these days we're going to do the bourbon-laced after-hours podcast, and we'll have to make that like a membership fee or something where people can pay to hear us do some really off-the-wall shit to where nobody will get pissy pants for us saying or anything, and to say, hey, you don't want to hear it, don't pay us to talk. So we'll do one of those things.
Yeah, impossible. But yeah, there's never, like I said, never a dull moment, never a shortage of, I don't know, whatever. What are you going to do?
Shenanigans. Oh, any exciting products cross your threshold this week?
Actually, so yeah, and I don't know why. I don't want to say this like in this way, but I was kind of surprised. So the other day, I wanted to get some aminos from our good friend Chris over at Inspired.
Mm-hmm.
His lemon grove aminos are mind blowing.
Is it like a lemonade flavor, or is it a little bit something different?
Yeah, it's exactly what it would sound like. It's like a lemon lime. He just freaking nails his flavor, and I like that flavor anyway. So, but he has a Concord candy one, and like where I grew up is like wine country. We used to eat Concord grapes all the time. I just love Concord grapes. So, I had never tried it, and so I ordered some, and I ordered some lemon grove aminos, and he was nice enough to throw some of the new Ember in there. His formula that just came out. I used that today. Holy shit. Man, it was, and it's got a good dose of Dynamik stuff in there, and because there's a lot going on within it, but there's a lot of heat, and the mood and energy, like the mood elevation, I was like, damn. Like, okay. So I got that. He actually sent me both flavors.
Let me pull that up. I want to get into it. How is the thermo component? You said the heat is there, but is it uncomfortable or is it a pleasant kind of?
No, it was. I don't want to say understated. That would not be exactly what I would want to say. But the heat wasn't. You know how like sometimes you take a GBB product and it's like if you're not doing anything, it's still making you sweat and feel weird, and it's like kind of uncomfortable.
Right.
Which that's not like a bad thing, but this was kind of like, as I was working out, you could feel it sort of just your body temperature maybe going up a little bit more than it normally would.
Yeah.
And it was really good. Like, but I wasn't like profusely sweating and stuff like that. Like I love Burn Away from like a pro, but that fucking thing, like just profusely sweating for like hours. So this was not like that, but the heat, see, for me too, like when I use these products, it does not happen to me. And like I normally sweat very easily, like my body temperature, I'm just like normally like hot blooded, but the GBB products don't normally do that to me, but the Leica Pro crushes me, and this one was like a nice noticeable kind of heat going with it. Super impressed though. Like sometimes it's that, the new car smell we talk about, the first time you use a product, it kind of just hits you different than any other time. But I used it and man, fantastic.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I was really, like I said, I know that I am extremely biased towards Chris, but
at least you're honest about that. I mean, that's one thing. You can be biased as long as that's out in the open and you're touting their products. I have no issue with that. So.
Yeah, I've told him before when like certain products or stuff like that, I don't really care for it. Right. He knows, and he still lets me know when I say something. He still throws it at me when I make a comment. But that's sort of what we're here for.
Right.
And so I'm looking at it again because you have. I want to take a look at this. So it has to be.
And you did 2 scoops, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Okay, yeah. And I'm assuming just based on the truth matrix so it looks like it's a prop blend, but everything actually, they list out the dosages of everything for their energy mood enhancement blend. So I'm assuming that it's 200 milligrams per scoop, not both scoops.
Yeah, that's what I was just taking a look at because I took 2 scoops, and so then that's 400 caffeine. It's 250 dynamine, and then all the rest.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. But I didn't look at the label before I took it, so
why not? I mean, why?
I just trust them. So yes, the more I'm looking at it, the more everything makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's no GBB in here?
No, there is L-carnitine and you got some paradoxine in there.
That is very surprising to me because I'm telling you, like, unless there's some GBB, grains of paradise does not make me sweat.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard people say that before, like it makes them sweat. Not me at all. And some people say carnitine does, big doses of carnitine.
Yeah.
I'm usually not like that.
I don't get it from the carnitine either. Grains of paradise, sometimes. I mean...
Yeah, I wasn't sweating, like I said, I wasn't, but it was just noticeable heat, which was really cool. I think it was really a really good balance with it. Makes sense though, 400 caffeine and 250 dynamine. That was very noticeable.
Yeah. So let's see what that yields in the. So we got 250 times.
Was that like 100 milligrams?
Yeah, right on the money, 100. Which that's the amount in the new compound study that's going to be published soon, where they did 150 caffeine, 100 dynamine, and 50 teacrine led to like 3 times longer lasting caffeine levels in the body. So you could technically make, I guess you could extend that and say it makes caffeine last 3 times as long, or makes it. I guess you can't say it's 3 times as more powerful, but it would be 3 times as longer lasting, and you get more out of less.
Gotcha.
So, and that'll bring me to that's got dynamine in it, and you and I have kind of gone back and forth on dynamine, and I want to get your thoughts on this. So when I was talking to Matt over at Compound a couple of weeks ago, he and I were talking because he was bringing me up to speed on that study showing the stack of caffeine, dynamine, and teacrine, the longer lasting benefits thing just compared to just caffeine and dynamine or just caffeine and teacrine. And he said that he's gotten the same thing that you and I have talked about, where you take all 3 of them together, and it makes you tired. But he said he only experiences that when there's a choline-containing molecule in there. So something like an alpha GPC, or that's what it usually tries it. So he's tried several products that have the alpha GPC in there with it. And he said that's when he either gets in a brain fog or he just feels tired from it. So I wonder if there's like some mechanism that we don't fully know yet, and the researchers haven't uncovered, if there's some interaction possibly between teacrine and dynamine with the cholinergic system or acetylcholine. Because we know caffeine upregulates acetylcholine in the body and has cholinergic properties. But I wonder if it's the dose of the alpha GPC or what is the interplay there that's making some people feel kind of woozy.
Yeah, because I don't know. I guess that kind of comes down to the whole thing where I've never used. No, that's not true. I've used caffeine, dynamine, teacrine.
Yeah.
Just by itself. But I was on a podcast earlier with Danny from over at Insight, and he was talking about how much he loves caffeine, dynamine, and teacrine all mixed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that. I just don't. I get tired. It makes me very unmotivated, and but. Put some good dose of caffeine and dynamine, man, I'm ready. I'm all about it. So I just don't. I don't see the point in teacrine in a pre-workout. I guess. Yeah. I don't see it. I like it in maybe a nootropic or something. Something that's supposed to be longer lasting, but also not like energetic. Something sort of more working in the background kind of thing. It's just for me, that's the way it plays out. I don't know. That's interesting, though. I guess I've never, because everything has choline donors in it now, so it's so hard to. That's this thing. We just keep throwing it in there, and unless you really isolate it, it's hard to tell. Agreed. But man, caffeine and dynamine remains a great combo for me. I'll tell you what. I was in some kind of mood during my workout after this thing. I was fired up. I was like, but in a good way. Yeah. Just very energetic, very And the funny thing was, and I almost posted it to my Instagram stories because I had the craziest pump, right?
Yeah.
And what I tell people all the time is, I get it that these pump formulas are just these massive, and you stack them all up and stuff like that too. But
Yeah.
Temperature is a big thing when it comes to pump.
Mm-hmm.
If you're and just working out more, like having energy, can get the pump kind of going. So a great pump can be had without citrulline and nitrates and all this other stuff. I mean, if you just get your temperature going a little bit, get the blood flowing yourself, you can get a great pump. I had a stupid pump going on today after this product, so it was
very nice.
Very impressed. The Malibu Breeze flavor was really good.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe what it kind of tastes like, or remind you of, or what flavors are kind of contained in it?
No.
Okay.
I drink it and I was like, well, that tastes good. I am the most useless person in the world when it comes to flavors.
That's all right. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses.
That's right. That is not my strength. It was very good though. It tasted good.
Okay.
Very refreshing. So, yeah. So that was one that I got. Like I said, the Concord Candy Minos. No, very rarely does a company do grape very well.
Yeah.
He got it. He did it. Good job. Very good job.
Is it more like a grape juice kind of grape or a candy kind of grape? Because the Iron Brothers Ruthless Pre-Workout's grape cotton candy, and that's more of a candy kind of grape than an actual lighter tasting grape juice flavor.
It is like, if you know what Concord grapes taste like, it's like that. Maybe a little more candy than that. It's very, I don't want to say like artificial because I don't make it sound bad. Yeah. But, it's like the grape, only just, as expected, it's a supplement. It's, artificial flavors and things like that. It's a little bit of candy flavor, but it was really good. My wife really liked it. So if she liked it, it's probably pretty good.
Sweet.
So he's killing flavors.
Yeah, they've always done a really good job, at least going back to Devastate White Cut. I've always enjoyed their flavorings.
Never tried that one.
Yeah, you missed out, man. You missed out by just that much. Oh, what else crossed your path this weekend or this week?
Speaking of good flavors, I bought some stuff from Access Wedge. I've talked about Demo Day lots of times. That thing just performs really well for me, intro. But I also picked up the Whiskey Cola Hydraulic. That was a really good one. I wanted to see how that would taste. Because we had it in the EAA, so now trying it. And I forgot how good of a formula hydraulic is, but seems to get lost in the shuffle when you talk about non-stim, pump. Mm-hmm. But it's very the beta-alanine is very noticeable in it, and the tyrosine is kind of noticeable. So it's like one of those products, and that was I think one of their first products that they came out with, maybe 2 years ago when they first launched. And
yeah. But yeah, I know Seth was a big non-stim guy. That was originally why I think that was one of the driving forces behind why Primal launched Mega Pre, was because he was an athlete with them at the time, and that's when they launched Mega Pre, I believe.
Yeah, and it's nice because it's non-stim, but it's you do feel quite a bit, so it's like a nice, even someone like me can feel pretty good on it.
Let me pull it up real quick and see if there's any nootropics in it, or is it just purely pumps?
You use tyrosine and acetyltyrosine. Okay. So, which is I don't know the reasoning behind that. I've never asked them, but I think if I remember correctly. Actually, I have it right here. So what the hell am I talking about? Yeah,
there we go. It's 1 gram of L-tyrosine, 250 of N-acetyl-L-tyrosine. There's some neuromodulation properties with agmatine, so I mean you could technically lump that in there with some of the.
It's true, agmatine.
Yeah, it's an underrated nootropic neuromodulator ingredient.
That's B6 and B12.
Yeah, overall solid. Yeah, I always like tyrosine, especially in the pre-workout setting. Choline's okay, but my preferred nootropic for a nootropic compound for a pre-workout setting is tyrosine, or something that's going along the dopamine pathway. So L-Dopa would be a good one, or Mucuna.
And this one's kind of like hydraulic just gets really good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we do the whole, and this was something we were talking about earlier. You know how we see a lot of these formulas that are on paper, you know, look like $1 million, and that's actually, I'll segue into another package that I got this week, and they just don't play out that way, or you can tell maybe there wasn't a lot of testing done when it comes to it, but then it makes sense because I know when we talk about Inspired or we talk about Access Large, they do a ton of testing. You know what I mean? They're always like testing, so it's like, it's no surprise why usually the performance is spot on. Because they just sort of put it through the paces. Alpha Line's another one that they keep sort of delivering, and it's like, you know, people ask me about their products, and I'm like, shit, they let me try that beta testing like a year ago. You know what I mean? Because they've been working on it for, you know, an extended period of time. So that's always a big thing, because, you know, it's tough for smaller companies to get testing samples and stuff like that. It's really kind of difficult for them. So, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to. I got a package from Morphogen today. He sent some Vigagen samples, I think. But I didn't get a chance to try. I got to open it up. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. Because I'm really curious. I know he was fired up about a couple of flavors. Almond Bliss, something like that. It's supposed to be an almond joy. So I wanted to try that one chip. I just got it like right before I was coming on this podcast. So we'll I guess we'll have something to talk about Morphogen next week.
Sweet, yeah. You got to earn your paycheck and get that weekly that drop in there.
I know. And then so I got a package from the people at Brain Gains.
Yeah. They do some good stuff. Yeah,
and that was kind of one of those things because someone sent me some Brain Gains before, and you know, it's a non-caffeine. I think there's tea cream in it.
I'm going to pull up the formula right now. It's a UK company.
I think they have like US distribution now, because there's a Brain Gains US, and the person I was talking to the other day is from the States, and I think that they have some US distribution either coming or they already have it.
Yeah, BrainGainUSA.com. There we go. There's a little, if the UK version pops up, scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, and you'll see the US flag. So switch on and switch on black. Which one did you get?
Let's see. So I got both.
Okay. Which one do you want to discuss first?
Switch on is the one that I used before, because this is the non.
It's caffeine free. So we got 2 grams of tyrosine, 1.5 of taurine, 1.5 of Alcar, 800 of alpha GPC, 600 of KSM, 600 lion's mane, 400 ginseng, yielding just 16 milligrams ginsenoside. So is that in addition to, or is that what it's yielding? I don't know if we actually knew that or not.
No, I don't know.
300 bacopa to 55 bacosides, 250 phosphatidylserine, 200 theanine, and 100 teacrine.
So, and that was one thing that kind of threw me off. I don't know if that's just I'm looking at the wrong thing. On the website, it shows a Dynamik sticker, but there's no Dynamik in this, when I remember. So this one, and a couple of people I've talked to about this one, I've used this, and I just don't get anything from it. I mean, I know it's like non-caffeinated, but we know how to use nootropics like this at this point. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to give it another go. I was not, I think obviously part of it too is when you see a label like this, you're like, holy shit, because anytime you're going to use 2 grams of tyrosine and 1.5 grams of Alcar and 800 milligrams of alpha GPC and 600 lion's mane, it's like, dude, you should get something.
Yeah, easily.
And it's ginseng. Like, I love ginseng. Ginseng's a great energetic ingredient for me. This did not play out the way I thought it was going to play out. Honestly, I mean, granted, there's ashwagandha, there's theanine, but it's all stuff we've used before. And there's tea cream, which for me can make me a little unmotivated. So I don't know if it was just me. but I just didn't get the desired result, I think, from this one.
It could have been too much of the calming agent, so the theanine plus the KSM plus the teacrine. I mean, it could have been too much.
You know me and that stuff.
Yeah.
It is a damn impressive formula, though. So that was probably part of it too, is because I'm going, well, shit, this should be really impressive. So I'm gonna give it another go. The good thing about it is when it's there's no stems, I can sort of work it in there.
Right.
So then they sent me that one, and they sent me the black version also, which does have some stems.
Yeah, it's got 200 of caffeine from organic green coffee beans, 150 of teacrine, and 150 of dynamine. Everything else in the lineup is the same as we already mentioned.
Yeah, I only took this once, so I'll just have to give it a little bit. Have to give it a little bit more time. I didn't. We'll see. I'll give it a. I mean, sometimes you kind of go, well, maybe I need to try it, but then like something like today, I took Ember today, and it was like you only needed one shot with it to determine whether it was put together or not. So we'll see. They actually, I'm not sure, but I have a call with them tomorrow morning. They want to talk to me about, I don't know, whatever it is they have going on. I mean, I told them, I was like, I'm happy to talk to you and hear about what you got going on. I was like, I'm not going to do anything for you, but always good to hear, the why and things like that. Mm-hmm. So they also sent me the sleep aid, which if you're in the UK, you can't use melatonin, I believe. No melatonin?
I don't know. Which version did they send you, the white or the black one?
This is the white one here. It was their original one. So theanine, phosphatidylserine, bacopa, lion's mane, ashwagandha, zinc, magnesium, B6.
Man, they love their PS, KSM, and theanine.
I just, I don't know, man. I get in. Here's another thing. There's a company here that I've been talking about. People always ask me about. What's the name of that company? Rising Labs?
Yeah, Casey Mitchell's brand.
I don't know. Anyway, they have like 3 different pre-workouts, and like every single one of them has KSM theanine in it. I'm like, can you just make one without it?
Yeah.
You need 3 different. It's like the companies fall in love with these ingredients, and then it was interesting on the Supplement Snoop group the other day. Someone posted that adaptogen sort of chart, like for visual reference, and I was like, see, this is why we keep saying stop putting the shit in there with when you're trying to do certain things with pre-workouts. But I don't know, man. We don't want to have to go down that road again. But
yeah,
I think if I was going to use this sleep formula, I have not tried it yet. Mm-hmm. I would obviously, for me, I would have to sort of, I love theanine at night, phosphatidylserine at night, that's good.
Yeah.
I think lion's mane's cool to have at night. I think KSM's cool at night. So I would just have to use this. The reason why I haven't used it yet is because I'll have to use it on a day where I don't bring in, other KSM and stuff like that. So I'll try this. But I don't like trying a new sleep aid unless I have like nothing to do the next day, which is never. So it's hard for me to fit it in, because what I've actually noticed, which is very weird, is the more natural approach to a sleep aid, the worse I feel the next day when I take it.
Huh. So you're responding better to something like Phenibut than a bunch of KSM and theanine and all of that?
Well, what I should say is it's usually ZMA that messes me all up.
Yeah.
I feel horrible the next day when I take like a ZMA formula.
Yeah.
But yeah, you give me like 2 grams of Phenibut and I feel like $1 million. So
interesting.
That'll give you a little window into my world.
Yeah. Did you ever use Benadryl to fall asleep, or like a double? So ZzzQuil is just a double dose of Benadryl. That's all it is. I mean, that's the greatest marketing ploy ever by the people that make Benadryl. So it's, a regular Benadryl tab is 25 milligrams of diphenhydramine, and ZzzQuil is 50 milligrams, or whatever it is. It's whatever a standard Benadryl tablet is. ZzzQuil is double that dose, and that's the only difference.
Yeah, I have used Equal before, actually, now I think about it. But it never really worked. Like, it was better than nothing,
Yeah.
sometimes. But it was always hard for me to use sleep aids before because I would get up for work around like 4:30 in the morning, and
Yeah.
it's like really hard to use a sleep aid
Right.
if that's the time you have to get up. So
Yeah.
it's nice now where I can kind of tinker around with some of this stuff, but there's definitely I mess around with some sleep aids and God, you just feel like a train wreck the next day, and you just never really know how it's going to play out. So, and even when you take the same sleep aid a couple times, and you can have totally different experiences.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll take it. I mean, I've had the experience in the past where one night it works great, and then the very next night it's almost like it either has null effect or I somehow get energized from taking it. So I don't know if it's just that I was so amped up from work that day that there was no way that the sleep aid was going to help me calm down, or something triggered something in me from one of the ingredients or the interplay between a couple of them, and it just made me that much more alert. And I think I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. I took something and it made me feel wired. So maybe it
Yeah,
had adaptogens in it, and it kind of did the opposite of what I was hoping it would do. Since, I mean, we always assume adaptogens calm us down and stuff, but sometimes, like with rhodiola, it can actually be energizing. So
some of these sleep aids have tyrosine in it too. I think the new Accent Sledge one has a big dose of tyrosine in it, and like the Rested AF and I think the Blackstone one with a lot of phenibut, they had tyrosine in it. It's kind of,
yeah,
I know tyrosine is a de-stressing ingredient too, but it's like, I think that's probably why. I don't know. Sleep is just such a bitch. Like,
it can be.
it's
It
like
certainly
there
can
is
be.
just it's so hard to, like I said, people ask me all the time, sleep aids, give me a recommendation. I was like, yeah, well, good luck. I was like, you're kind of on your own. Like, really, good luck, because I've tried myself for a long time and never really found a secret formula. So
Yeah.
um, yeah. So brain gains people send me their really cool formulas.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see how. I don't know what's going on over in the UK, man, but apparently they got a lot of anxiety over there.
That's what I was gonna make that crack
So
when we started talking about, because they have KSM, theanine, and phosphatidylserine and everything.
everything. So I'm not an. I don't get anxiety, so it's kind of hard for me sometimes to justify or to give um, my thoughts on some of these because they just don't have the effects that some people do.
Right.
And so I'm kind of like, oh, that's what you want. You're kind of on your own. We sort of had this thing. I had this conversation with someone. This will be sort of like a personal kind of thing too. Is the other day, the last couple of days have been very like a roller coaster, and I think a lot of times, and I tell people this all the time, unless it's like maybe like a longer term sort of snowballing kind of effect. I was like, man, like I knew I was like really close to having like I don't want to say like a breakdown. It's absolutely not what it was, but you could just
Yeah.
sort of feel like all this sort of stuff piling up,
Yeah.
and I could feel it coming. But I'm like, I'm not gonna go take something to like because it happens for a reason. Like
Right.
there's something that I'm supposed to be doing to fix this. Your
Correct.
body wants to, you want to train your body and your brain to adapt to stress if you
Yeah.
can. And then if it becomes too overwhelming, then sure, maybe try some. But
Right.
because people are like, I had an open conversation about this with a lot of people there, and they're like, well, what did you take? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
Because I just let it happen. Like God forbid you feel some stress and anxiety, or you cry or something. Like God forbid, like we actually let that happen. So I just think it's like one of those things where just taking all this stuff and putting it in all these formulas is just it's nothing against the brain gains people. It's a big thing. It's a powerful marketing term to say anti-stress support and
Correct.
all this stuff. But we just got to be a little. I think a little bit. I think as supplement users, do we really need all this KSM and all this phosphatidylserine and all this stuff? So
Well, I think part of it is that those two, so stress, sleep, and immune supplements, are probably the top 3 selling categories right now across the industry as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I remember actually it was about a year ago. Someone asked me on my question sticker. They said, "What category of supplements or what trend do you see?" And that's what I said. I was like, "It's going to be stress. It's going to be stress supplements," because I think it was around the time when I think KSM was first starting to gain some traction. I was like, once this grabs hold, this is going to be everything, because everybody just complains about how stressed out they are all the fucking time, and it's like, this is going to fit right into, and not that, obviously this is not meant to be disrespectful, but we're hypochondriacs. Once we start hearing that there's, this thing, then you're like, I have those symptoms.
Right.
So this is going to fix it. It's like, well, everybody has those symptoms. Like, it's part of life. So,
right. Exactly.
I knew that was going to be a huge, I didn't think it would necessarily be this overwhelming, but it's amazing too. I always find it ironic because people seem to get a lot of anxiety because they get down to buying supplements and they can't make a decision.
Yeah.
And they give themselves anxiety, and like, Justin, I don't know which one to pick. I'm like, pick anything. Pick one. Like, be fine. I swear to God, like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, so I got that package. I got the Inspired one I talked about. I got the Action Sled one. Got the Morphogen one. What about you?
Nothing got sent to me this week as far as trying new products or anything. Actually, I did get a shipment from Ronak and the guys over at Obvi. After I had him on the podcast, they sent over that. So that review, Sandy and I will be filming that tomorrow, and that'll probably drop next Monday. But we got the chocolate flavor of the kids protein.
Oh.
And then 3 flavors of the collagen. We had the Frosted Flakes riff, it was the other ones, but the chocolate one. It was the chocolate one. I think was the only one we didn't get.
You had a fruity cereal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got fruity cereal protein from Core. Go ahead.
Let me bring up my Obvi real quick, and I'll let you know which ones.
They have Cheerios style. Try that one. Cheerio.
The Honey Nut Cheerios, yeah. Frosted, yeah, that was it. Honey Nut Cheerios, Frosted Flakes, and
cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Those were the 3. Yeah.
That cinnamon one is slamming.
Okay, yeah. That is those were the 3 that I believe we did.
All right, we won't spoil the reviews.
No, I mean, we haven't tasted them yet. We're filming it tomorrow, so we haven't actually tasted it yet. So I'm excited about that. I've got some stuff from MFit that, after I had them on the podcast, I need to try their stuff. I just haven't cracked it open yet because we've got other stuff.
What the hell have you been doing? What have you been doing?
Huh? What have I been doing?
Yeah.
Wasting time talking to you each week.
Just dicking around. You're like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
No, I mean, I know. If I got paid to do reviews, it would make it a lot easier to do that. It's kind of, I fold that in. I fold that in when there's not writing projects that need to get done and out of the door. I'm getting angry text messages about that.
Okay, disclaimer. If you get paid to do reviews, you don't actually have to try the products before you weigh in on your opinion.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
You can just say it's awesome. It doesn't really fucking matter.
So where was I going with that? So we've got the stim pre and the non-stim pre from MFit to try. They're complete meal replacement one.
That one looked cool. I remember we talked about that, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was weeks ago. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
sorry, man. It just, life. So, and then I also went out and I've really been liking Jacked Factory. Just everything they're doing lately.
Yep.
I'm really liking. So I bought their, just to try, because sometimes during the day, I don't really feel like drinking regular water, and I don't really need an amino supplement. So I'm trying to figure out something else to try. So I thought, let me try their electrolyte formula. So 2 days ago.
We were just talking about this the other day. I'm glad that you're about to talk about this. It's perfect. I was going to ask you.
Ordered it off Amazon, and it's 60 servings for $20. Which is great. I mean, it's cheaper than buying like a 12-pack of sodas at the store and having one of those each day, which I usually do. So I'll have, a diet soft drink at some point most days. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll just cut off that and then swap it in with this stuff. Not that I have anything against diet sodas. I don't think they're going to rot your kidneys or kill you or anything like that. it's just I wanted to try something different, something a little bit more tropical flavor. And they had an orange mango flavor and a lemonade. And I ordered that 2 days ago. The lemonade one has already arrived. And so I did a scoop of that last night. And that was actually really good. I think I put too much water in it because it's a very subtle lime. And it's stevia flavor. But it even tells you how much stevia is actually in there. So that's nice. I mean, they've transparently dosed all of that stuff too. They're getting up to the NutraBio level of disclosure, approaching it.
So somebody had asked me the other day about Cage Muscle HydraCharge, and if there was anything similar. Because hydration formulas over here are not real big. Actually, this is a topic that we were just talking about on a podcast. I said a lot of companies will just put the hydration in with the amino acids, but what you just said was perfect. I was like, sometimes I don't want the amino acids.
Yeah, if I just ate lunch, I don't really need to keep doing that.
Right. So I think the only difference between this and HydraCharge is HydraCharge uses the Spectra, which is one of those ingredients I don't give a fuck about.
Right.
But it is. So I was looking at the HydraCharge price. It's $25 for 60 servings. So it's relatively. I think it's the exact same formula, other than the Spectra. Taurine and coconut water, basically.
Yeah, it's HydraSurge, I believe, is what it's called. 60 servings, and they've got a bunch of different flavors. I'm excited to fruit punch. I could take or leave. They had orange mango. They had lemonade, which I just mentioned, which I liked. And there's a watermelon and a fruit punch.
Hey, on Amazon it says it's keto friendly too, by the way.
Oh, of course, everything is. And they got calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, and potassium as the minerals in there. A gram of taurine and 500 milligrams of coconut water.
So it looks like if you subscribe and save or buy it from there, it's maybe $5 or $6 a tub cheaper than HydraSurge.
Yeah.
And the difference would be the Spectra would be the difference.
Yeah. Now this is interesting. The fruit punch flavor is sucralose sweetened. The lemonade, orange mango, and watermelon ones are stevia sweetened.
The only one I had was the fruit punch.
Okay.
Which was pretty good from what I remember. I'm not a fruit punch fan, but I remember that one being good.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting that all their flavorings include the pineapple fruit powder.
Yeah.
But yeah. Jack Factory is cool, man. I like Jack Factory.
Yeah. Genius brand has an electrolytes formula too. But theirs, all Genius stuff usually carries a much higher price tag compared to other stuff. So you got to pay $25 for a 30 serving here for theirs.
You use sustamine.
Yeah, sustamine. That's driving the cost. Oh, it's only 300 milligrams of it. Usually, I think the studies use 1 to 2 grams of it. The Trax Minerals, it's a trademark form of them, so that's going to drive the cost up a little bit too. So yeah.
Yeah, Jack Factory, very underrated brand. They're very affordable, and still they use some pretty good ingredients, because they use some trademark stuff in some of their formulas. They just usually don't use they keep their formulas very simple, which is good.
Yeah, it's well dosed, and I love their nootropic. Their HydraSurge, and we've talked about that several times on the cast. I went through an entire tub already. I bought a second tub just because I enjoy it. It's 125 caffeine. It's got 100 Dynamik in it, 50 theanine, and 50 huperzine to go with some CDP, choline, and tyrosine as well. And there's a decent dose of lion's mane in there as well. I really like it. That's easily in one of my go-to nootropics that I've been using for the past couple of months. That, Prodigy, and Overtime, those three are the kind of the ones that I've been rotating around through.
Prodigy is very nice. And you know what? I know we talked about it last week, but I'll just say again how much I like that Neurotech Enhance.
Yeah.
They did a good job with that one. That is nice. The more I use it, the more I like it. That's why it's hard for me too sometimes, because I get all these fun nootropic formulas, but I really like that one.
Right.
So I just want to keep using that one. But yeah, that's cool. I think there's definitely notions like when people are like, "Oh, I'm looking for something for focus." I was like, "Well, you're in luck, because there's 7 million cool products out there for focus."
Yes, there are. And
Mm,
it's kind of like the pre-workout market where there are so many good options. If you try to say, if somebody asks you what's the best, there's way too many qualifiers to go into it. You wouldn't actually really be able to. It's just kind of a crapshoot at that point.
mm, yeah, and I think people like when they ask me these questions, they just think I'm being lazy about it. I'm like, look, what do you want me to do? Like, there's,
Yeah.
I mean, to tell you, there's literally like every brand, every semi quality brand out there makes a nootropic and pre-workout and this and this and this and this, and they're all pretty close to the same thing, or at least the effects are going to be, the intended effects are going to be the same. I mean,
Right.
it's just what they do. It's just, the industry we're in.
Yep.
So yeah, one thing, I got the core fruity cereal, which was good because I would not have bought it. I don't think, like, because
Yeah.
the new core proteins, there's a bunch of really cool flavors, and I'm not a big fruity cereal person. I mean, I like it, but it's kind of been done, over and over and over again.
Yeah. Are there inclusions in it or not?
Right. So no, it's almost like it's like they're either that or they're like so fine, like you can almost tell that it's in there, but there isn't like the I guess the mass to the inclusions.
Yeah.
But it's not, no, I wouldn't call it inclusions, but really good. They just keep doing flavors really, really well. It's a very good fruity cereal. I keep saying the same thing about all their flavors of their proteins and even like their regular products.
Yeah.
There's none of that like artificial taste to it where some of the fruity cereal riffs are very almost like eating a fruity cereal, which I don't really, I'm not that wild about. It's just, it's more subtle, less artificial, and just really good. They did a good job on that one. But what did I do? Oh, I ordered the Core Triple Z. That's what happened. Ordered the Core Triple Z, because they brought that back for one last run.
Right.
The formula we can't talk about, but I picked that up. Picked up a 3-pack of that, and they were nice enough to send me some protein to go along with it. And it's really good. So good to keep doing good things over there. Definitely a brand that is having a good 2020.
Do you want to delve into the Stack 3D with our remaining time and see if there's anything that jumps out at you?
Oh, we could do that. The first thing I saw, they have a Jack Factory product. There's also a Dragon Pharma, which I like what Dragon Pharma's been doing.
Yeah, let's go through the Jack Factory's first Pro Series. It's their burn. We've got a gram of Alcar, 500 of green tea extract, 240 of caffeine, anhydrous, 200 cognizin, 100 theacrine, 100 theobromine, 50 of Infinergy, 50 of Capsamax, 5 of bioperine, and 1.5 of rowalcine. I like it.
It's good to and get the job done.
Yeah, I mean the energy's a decent amount. It's not too hyped up on caffeine. I mean it's a decent shot, so it's gonna yield what 275 maybe in total.
I like the rowalcine, although the standardization isn't there.
No,
it's probably going to play out pretty good. Lower dose of alpha-yohimbine.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be the actual yield of rowalcine in there. So usually it would say like Rowalphia vomitoria, and then it would say 90% rowalcine or alpha-yohimbine or something. So maybe you're getting usually a legit 1.5 milligrams of rowalcine.
Yeah, that's true. But I've seen rowalcine listed, and then it says standardized to, and it'll say whatever of alpha-yohimbine.
Right. Yeah, that's one difficult
1.5 milligrams is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And the 500 milligrams green tea, that's the dose that we see basically all the time. Some people use a little bit more, some use just a little less. There was an interesting meta-analysis that just came out showing that they compiled all the green tea studies, and 500 milligrams is, they said 400 to 500 is where the legitimate fat-burning benefits are. It's over that, you really don't get much benefit of anything from it. So
green tea is just one of those ingredients that I think it's maybe let's put it in the carnitine family for me, where not in and of it what it does, but where we're like, green tea, oh, cool, it's got some really cool stuff in there. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at green tea, it's got, theophylline and some of these other,
Right.
parts of it that we extract and then use for other purposes. So it's like, well, obviously there's benefits there. But once we found out that green tea was beneficial, we started to really like just fuck it all up.
Yeah.
And make crazy claims and underdose it. It's kind of like carnitine. When we figured out carnitine has kind of a cool way it works, we started saying, oh, this, it's a fat burner and it's all this other crap, and start underdosing it and doing all this other. But then you sort of have come back to, if we use it at a legitimate dose and maybe add some perspective to it, it's actually kind of cool. Mm-hmm. So I think it's cool to see green tea, because once Dr. Oz got a hold of it and all that other stuff, it's really went downhill. So it's good to see that we're still acknowledging that there's some cool stuff. Because if you look at green tea and what's actually in it, we know as we've used certain constituents of it that it's had benefits. So
right, why not?
Kind of cool. We just need to use a lot of it, more than most people wanted to use. So.
Yeah. Scrolling down, it doesn't look like the profile for the new Dragon Pharma or their rehashed supplement is released yet. It just said it's coming soon.
It's kind of one of those things too. Dragon Pharma, Neuromorph, I really like.
Yeah.
I've been using that a lot. Trying to use that along with Enhance, because I like them both. But Neuromorph is cool. Neuromorph it's subtle. If I was gonna put it head-to-head with some of the other ones out there, the orange brainwashes, things like that we really like.
Yeah.
I like it, especially when the Dragon Pharma is, obviously a lot of their money and things are going to marketing and athletes.
Yeah.
It's good that they're, still delivering. It's pretty good. I really like Neuromorph.
Correct.
It's a good one.
Yeah. The Dynamik Muscle Snoop pre-workout is coming out. This is a shit show. I mean, it's bad. It's 400 milligrams of caffeine. Okay. 300 of beta-alanine. I'm sorry, 3,000 milligrams of beta-alanine.
Okay, so a totally non-compliant label already.
Yeah. A gram of creatine monohydrate. What the fuck is that going to do?
Juniper berry.
Yeah. 25 of juniper berry, and then 10 milligrams of DMAE, but then in parentheses it says dienol bitartrate. That may be one of the other monikers for what DMAE is, but that's not what DMAE stands for. It stands for dimethyl aminoethanol. Yeah.
There has to be an M in there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so they just shit the bed on that. 2.5 milligrams of Rauwolfia vomitoria, standardized to 90% alpha-yohimbine, like we were just talking about. Then 100 micrograms of huperzine. It just super non-compliant label, shitty formula.
It was funny because someone that we know, so Stack posted this, and what's his name? The guy, Kai Green.
Yeah.
He made a comment about, I don't know, how amazing this was. And someone from the Supplement Snoop group took him down pretty hard.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Even the Stack 3D page, there's a misspell. It says Dynamik focuses more on stimulants instead of Dynamik. So we got Dynamik focuses on Primal Roar.
Yeah, that's one thing. And this is kind of a thing that people get wrong. Like, people they ask me about PEAs and things like that. I was like, well, if you look at the name, right, you can find the letters, how each word is sort of split up. I know that it's confusing for some people, but sometimes you just got to look at that, like how you can start. It's sort of like a math problem, when you start to break it down. It's like, oh, okay, it's not that confusing, really. But one thing I'm for sure is if it's DMAE, the M needs to be there, or it's not DME. There's no M. In there, so
dimethylethanol. Dimethylethanol.
It's just another one of these where is that fruit punch, and it's fucking fruit punch flavor, like in blue raz. Do we need another one of these pre-workouts? I guess for the.
No, I mean it's a shit show and a shit formula.
Hey, Morphogen.
They're releasing a shitload of products for the rest of the year. 8 products and 15 new flavors. So as far as new products, they've got
They
Morphopump,
were all over this.
Maxigen,
Stack was all over this.
Thermogen, Somagen, and Carnogen.
Because he's releasing an Emodin product.
Yeah, Collagen and Emodin. And Morphobar.
Yeah, Morphobar was... Because he's had some issues with COVID.
Yeah.
That's kind of one thing that people probably don't think about. One thing that supplement companies that have struggled with is not even just the ingredients, but capsules, bottles, things like that have been a problem.
Yeah.
And I know that he wanted to release Morphobar like earlier this year, but it's really good. The Morphobar I think is going to be really popular. Morphopump is the one I'm looking forward to most.
The what?
The Morphopump.
Mm-hmm.
It's a capsule. It's a capsule pump product.
I wonder how he's gonna. What am I gonna say?
Well, because my original question, and obviously he thinks of this stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
But you have Volugen.
Right.
Is his pump formula, right? His Volugen is very endurance based. It hits on everything.
Yeah.
But the Morphopump, when you see the formula, I think we already talked about the formula. There's some ingredients in there that he's basically taking any possible pump ingredient that he didn't already include in Volugen and putting it in there, and then just putting it in fuck you dosages.
Yeah, stupid dosages. I mean, stupid in a good way, not a bad way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's funny because he just was on his Q&A yesterday. He was saying what his plans were for 2020, and then Stacked was all over it, apparently.
Yeah, it's gonna be it should be a banner year for them. So hopefully they do good. They do good things over there at Morphogen. So wish for much success for them.
I'm curious. He's told me, and I can't remember off the top of my head, what he's doing with the Emodin product, because the thing about Core Block, is an Emodin product, and people are having all kinds of issues with digestive issues, myself included. So he's got a different take on the Emodin, because Emodin's pretty cool. Not just with cortisol, but what I read from it is kind of like a GDA-like product as well. So curious to see how he. I mean, his line is pretty extensive already.
Yeah, it is.
Maxigen will be one that a lot of people are going to be really excited about, because I break his balls all the time about alphagen and the theanine in it.
Yeah. Well, he lowered it now. The latest version only has 200 milligrams, I think, in a full serving instead of 400. Yeah,
and he put some PEA in there too.
Yeah.
That was always the thing with Ben. I get it too, because he trains at night. A lot of people train at night, so he put a lot of theanine in there. So I get it. I just always messed with him because I was like, well, I train in the morning. I can't really use it. It just makes me too tired. And so plus I can't just tell him how great everything is. I think
got to keep his ego in check.
But so he's like, well, I know he's gonna talk about Maxigen, and I know people are really excited about that because Alphagen is a great performance blend, and a lot of people swear by it.
Yeah.
But he's sort of dipping his toe into the high stem market, which will excite a lot of people, which is cool. I mean, he's getting bigger, and anytime you get bigger, you'll get more opinions,
Right.
It's like when you're sort of a smaller brand, the people that are really on board with you are going to like your stuff. You're making it for them.
Yeah.
You're going to get good feedback. But if you want to grow, you're going to, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's not going to be for everyone. So do you make a product to fit those people, or do you just stick with what your hardcore brand does? So he's, obviously branching out a little bit, and he has, the other thing is too, is he just released his kidney product, but he also has his adaptogen product coming as well, and that's not listed here. But he did say that the adaptogen one would probably be his next drop in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually not listed on here at all. So
No, I don't see it on the website either. If it's up for pre-order or anything.
Carnitine. I gotta be honest, I don't even know what the hell carnitine is.
Carnitine supplement, I would assume. Carnitine, GBB, something else in it.
I don't know. He puts GBB in a lot of things already. Dermogen? Yeah. The fuck, man? I don't even know what some of this stuff is. I feel kind of left out.
Yeah.
But I should have opened that package before we got on the air here because I know there's more than just a Vegagen. Because he's got a bunch of new protein flavors coming up too.
Sweet.
So, okay, we got the Ben. Ben, we got you out of the way this week, buddy.
All right, my man. Well, then I will let you roll. Have a good weekend, and we'll do this as always.
So, it'll be a good bourbon weekend this weekend. And also, I got a random package today from Blanton's. I don't know who sent it, but it's a mug.
Nice.
and it says something about like there's a good chance there's Blanton's in here in the mug. So I don't know who it's from, but somebody sent it over. So I appreciate that, whoever you are.
Outstanding.
All right, man.
Cool.
We'll talk. I'm sure we'll.
As usual.
And if nothing else, I'll talk to you tomorrow after we're pretty deep into the bourbon.
Of course. It's our usual weekly binge.
Oh, yeah. All right, man.
All right, bud. Have a good one.
All right, see you.
Bye.